Do you know who the most profitable superhero of all time is? It's not Batman or Superman. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about Spider-Man. Now I would like to explain Spider-Man's creation in comic books, his history in films, and his presence in video games. Firstly, let's discuss Spider-Man's conception in the medium of comic books. Spider-Man was created in 1962 by writer Stan Lee and artist Steve Ditko. His first appearance was in a comic book called Amazing Fantasy number 15. It's about Peter Parker, a down-on-his-luck teenager who always tries to do the right thing. After he is bitten by a radioactive spider, he gains its abilities and becomes the Amazing Spider-Man. His abilities include climbing walls, avoiding dangers with his spidey sense, and shooting and swinging webs from web shooters of his own design. The character of Spider-Man became an instant hit, and according to journalist Srijanji Ganguly's December 3, 2020 article on comicbookreader.com, the comic quickly became one of the top earners in Marvel's pantheon. After his success in Amazing Fantasy, Spider-Man then went on to get his own series called The Amazing Spider-Man. Why is Spider-Man such a famous comic book character? For many, he represents a lot of real-world issues that most people go through on a daily basis. He isn't invincible like Superman. He is constantly short on cash and faces problems that most teenagers face, like losing close family members or struggling to talk to girls. According to journalist David Brothers' March 10, 2013 article in The Atlantic, Spider-Man redefined our idea of a hero by making superheroes a lot more relatable than they were before. Spider-Man is still one of the most important comic book characters today, with multiple series and numerous Spider-Men and women. Secondly, I would like to give you some information about Spider-Man's career in film. Did you know that Spider-Man appears in 8 out of the top 100 highest-grossing movies of all time? The 3 major actors who have portrayed Spider-Man in live action are Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Tobey Maguire was the first actor to play Spider-Man on the big screen. He appeared in Spider-Man in 2002, Spider-Man 2 in 2004, and Spider-Man 3 in 2007. The first 2 movies of the trilogy are regarded to be some of the best superhero movies ever made, while the third Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 3, is universally disliked because of its over-the-top and memorably laughable moments, according to film critic Sandy Schaefer's August 4, 2020 article on ScreenRant.com. The Spider-Man films were then rebooted in 2012, starring Andrew Garfield. His 2 Spider-Man films, The Amazing Spider-Man in 2012 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in 2014, were so poorly received because of their darker tone that the character was rebooted once again just 2 years later. Andrew Garfield was replaced by Tom Holland. His portrayal is considered by many to be the best portrayal of the character. Tom Holland made his first appearance in 2016's Captain America Civil War. He then went on to have his own solo movies in 2017 and 2019. Along with live action, there has been one theatrically released animated Spider-Man movie called Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This movie stars Miles Morales, who is another version of Spider-Man from the comics. It won Best Animated Feature at the 2019 Oscars. Even though he has been a landmark of cinema for nearly 20 years, his popularity is still growing. The trailer for the new Spider-Man film, Spider-Man No Way Home, recently broke the record for the trailer with the most views in 24 hours because it received 355.5 million global views in its first 24 hours. According to writer Eric Italiano's August 26, 2021 article on BroBible.com. This film is a significant entry in the Spider-Man franchise because it is bringing back many villains from the previous films, and it is also heavily rumored that it will feature all 3 live-action Spider-Men. Finally, let's talk about Spider-Man's popularity in the realm of video games. Along with comics and movies, Spider-Man is also one of the most popular video game characters of all time. His unique style of swinging through New York City translates very well to games because it is a fun method of traversal for gamers. His agility and flexibility also lends itself to entertaining video game combat. He has been a mainstay in video games ever since his first appearance in a game simply titled Spider-Man on the Atari 2600 in 1982 to his most recent adventure on the PlayStation 4, which was nominated for Game of the Year at the 2018 Game Awards. He has appeared in over 30 games on 15 different platforms, according to games journalist Samuel Stewart's April 23, 2021 article on GamingScan.com. He will continue to be an icon of video games for years to come, with the recent announcement of the game Spider-Man 2 coming to the PlayStation 5 in 2023. In conclusion, the character of Spider-Man went from a character on the pages of comics to starring in some of the most popular films and video games of all time in less than 60 years. It doesn't look like there will be any superhero who will be able to rival Spider-Man's financial or cultural successes anytime soon.